I did get back into the STI and felt like I was in the Pope Mobile. It was in desperate need of some tint on the windows. I know that now, it's very obvious. And I felt like I was really high above the ground sitting in a glass dome after sitting down nice and low in this thing with the blacked out windows. Dog people, yay. What is up, guys? Welcome back for another episode in the Fearless Mods Garage, where we're working on the 2019 Kia Stinger GTS. And today we are getting ready to do the final touches to get our salvage title switched back over to a rebuild title. We're going to be snapping some trim on that isn't quite completely done. We're going to be wiring up some of the underglow lights that are in the side skirts and putting a few things back together. It's not going to be 100%, but it's going to be about 95% there. And that's going to be good enough, but it does have to be in its complete form to get us across this hurdle. So one of the things I got to do is put in the fender liners. As luck would have it, I already pulled off this front right tire, because one of the things that comes with getting this baby retitled is a safety inspection. And I know that I have some tires on here that have seen some either track time or just a lot of burning out and hard cornering. Believe it or not, the rears only need to have 2 32nds of an inch. So for 2 32nds of an inch, I just got to be able to stick this penny down in to the tread and have it cover his head slightly upside down there, Mr. Abe. The fronts need to be able to have George's head touch them. That's 4 32nds of an inch. The rears are all good to go. They're at about 4 32nds anyways, even though they're on the rears. But this front one is really pushing the limits for the 4 32nds. But more than that is these edge chunks. And so because the temporary tag I get that allows me to go get these inspections and get myself to the lanes is only good for 3 days, I want to make sure that I'm not going to go there and just get failed, because it's only good once, and then after that you have to trailer it. Here's our front right, and you can see probably all of this chunkiness on the inner edge here. He said as long as no steel belts are showing through there, he's going to pass me with this. Also, you got these little tread wear indicators down here which show you 2 32nds. And again, that's only good for the rears. I need 4 32nds on the front. Pretty close right there to 4. Pretty close. And hopefully we're going to be able to call that good. We're probably at about 3.5, but we're going to round that up to 4. The reason I don't want to just buy another good tire for the right front is I don't want to keep hodgepodging this with used tires. Eventually, I will be buying a whole new set of tires for this when I decide what I want, and I'd rather do that all at once. That's when I want to replace this, not now. Oh, by the way, looky here. I put my KDM logo back on there too, so it's looking sharp. So I'm just going to get the other tire off the front, go ahead and raise up that side, and get my fender liners in, as well as the under tray in here to wrap up the front before we move on to the side skirts. So, first thing I gotta do to get ready for these side skirts is get some pigtails on these wires. Why they didn't make them removable, I don't know, but I snipped them off, and so now my intention is to attach some of these bullet connectors. So should be 2 on each one. I've got 10, I'm good to go. All right, so again, huge shout out to Auffenberg Kia, the guys in the parts department there, who were able to get these clips for me nice and quick. They aren't cheap, but they're gonna do the trick back to OEM. So let's go ahead and get this down there and see if the lights work. All right, and with that, this baby is ready to go to inspection. Actually, I'm going to torque all the wheels. I'm going to put on the caps, but I already gave it a bath yesterday, and it's ready to go to the inspection lane. So I'm going to go ahead and wrap it up for today. We'll catch you again when we get to it tomorrow. All right, guys, the day has come. It is time to take this baby and start the process of getting it inspected and licensed. So the first thing that we're going to do along that journey is go to Kia and see what they can do to reset some of these codes and clear up some of these things. The automatic start on off won't go away, it just flashes. The auto hold light stays on. Skid or traction control is constantly showing, but other than that, everything appears to have cleared up. What's odd is that includes the airbag light, even though my module still isn't programmed for this car. So we're going to go there, have them program it for this car, and clear up any of the other codes that they can clear up and let us know what the status is. From there, we'll actually go get the DOT inspection. I have to run it through a test lane and get it inspected. And then from there, I just got to pick up a tax form so I can pay the taxes on this tomorrow when I take it in to go ahead and do the title transfer process from a salvage to a rebuild. It's not a small process. There's a lot of steps. I want to make sure it's as complete as possible so that I have every possibility of passing that test, because that test is with the Secretary of State Police Department in Illinois, and it actually required becoming a business and a licensed rebuilder. So Fearless Mods is actually a business and I'm a licensed rebuilder in order to be able to pull this off in this state. I only have a 3-day pass to be able to make all this stuff happen, and then it has to set for 6 to 8 weeks while I wait for that title to get processed, and only then can I actually go back to apply for my tags. Hey, let's go ahead and get this over to first the gas station so we can fill it up for the first time, and then over to Kia so we can get some codes reset. This is going to be expensive. Holy smokes, $4.04 a gallon for premium here at the Circle K in Illinois. I usually try to go over to Missouri where I can save about 40 cents a gallon, but not today. So here's a completely full tank at $4.04. Almost $54 later, we've got a full tank. All right, well, let's go. Just got done here at Kia where we had it, the codes looked at, and the nice thing is we cleared everything on the dash. That's beautiful. The bad news is the airbag module underneath here is trash. So unfortunately, I'm $200 roughly into that. I think I spent $50 with Safety Restore to reset it, and then I spent another probably $150 after that didn't work to get a used one off of eBay that hadn't been in a crash. And even though it didn't show a code saying that the module was bad, they can't reset the module to a different VIN. It's reset once to the car that it's for. Everything I had checked online said that you could, so that's quite frustrating. But and I had to order a new one. But the good thing is the airbag light's off and it doesn't present itself anywhere. So the good thing is I'm going to be able to get this thing inspected and across the line, and they'll be none the wiser. The bad thing is if I get in an accident, I don't think I'm going to have airbags. So only driving it for these 3 days to get everything done with it, and then we're parking it for 6 to 8 weeks while we wait for the title to come in. So that'll give me the opportunity to go ahead and get that in, get it replaced, and then when we do have the title, I can bring it back to them to have them reset that. Thank you. Oh, you too. All right, that was about the easiest thing ever. So we are DOT inspected and no lights are on. So we are looking good to keep pressing on with the process here. So I'm going to go pick up a tax form because that's one thing I do have to do is pay all the taxes on this beauty. And then tomorrow we will be ready to head across the line for the Secretary of State Police inspection lane. Okay, so turns out we're not going to be able to get our inspection today because the inspector is out sick. But we can go get our wheel alignment, and that's where we're off to now.
Right front toe wasn't terrible, but that left front was out pretty far. And then this is what we're sitting at currently. Toe 0-0, steer head.
So we can't get the camber or caster back in.
Correct.
A little bit of negative camber.
Just a little bit, and I went ahead and printed these just so in case you didn't walk in here, you would see it and know.
Yeah.
Usually it's only on front wheel drive vehicles that they don't allow camber caster just because you got your transaxle and everything's sitting right there. But sometimes on rear wheels drives they have where you can kind of slot the strut a little bit, but being a more sports car-ish,
gotcha.
It makes sense why they don't, because they don't want that. If you go to adjust that a little bit and say you don't get it tight or it's in a bind or something, you go getting on it or put it on a track or something, it may cause issues. But straight down the middle there, so
good
she should may, the only thing I can think, let's see, may possibly, if anything, have a slight drift to the right.
Okay.
Anything. Just because so your caster is obviously here and here.
Yep.
So if it's positive here, you're going to be sitting just a tad bit forward, and this one's sitting in the back, I'm sorry. So this one's going to be pulling the front, this one's going to be pushing the front.
Pushing it, gotcha.
So you may have a slight drift.
Okay guys, we got a lot of stuff done in this episode. It's a quick one, but we got our codes reset, we got our wheel alignment done, we got our DOT inspection, and we got our Secretary of State inspection so that we can get the title process moving. The other thing we did that I didn't include in there was we got our rear window tinted. I ended up putting over 250 miles on the car. I'm totally bummed that I am not going to be able to really get it on the road until probably mid to late November, when the roads may be crap and I may not be able to enjoy all the summer tires that, well, let's face it, this thing doesn't have any summer tire tread left. But I got to tell you, we are not done there because I've got some trim pieces in that still need to be swapped out, and I also am waiting on that SRS control module for the airbag so I can replace that. It's been a lot of fun getting it to this point. It was definitely a ton of fun to get this thing on the road and just really get to enjoy it ripping around. It's an amazing power. I can't wait to get new tires on it and really enjoy it. I hope you kind of enjoyed seeing how we walk through the process, at least here in Illinois. It's very complicated and it takes a lot of time and money, but we're gonna get it done. So thanks for watching. Don't forget to click down below and like and subscribe, and we'll catch you again real soon. Take care.